Good evening, folks. I have discussion C for you. Now we're discussing brain aging after cancer treatments. Okay, so here we go with this presentation I made for you. Please sit back and enjoy. Brain aging after cancer treatments. Based on the content on the page you're viewing. Quick summary. The article describes new research suggesting that surviving cancer in childhood or young adulthood may leave a long biological imprint, potentially accelerating the aging of the brain and body. Scientists found that people treated with chemotherapy or radiation early in life often show signs of being biologically older than their actual age, and this may help explain later life cognitive challenges such as memory, attention, and learning difficulties. Why the study what the study examined. Researchers at the University of Rochester Medical Center analyzed blood samples from roughly 1,400 long-term survivors who were treated at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Their goal was to understand whether life-saving cancer therapies, especially chemotherapy and radiation, might leave behind molecular scars that speed up the body's aging process. To do this, they used epigenetic clocks, which are tools that estimate biological age by examining chemical tags on DNA. These tags shift over time in predictable ways as cells accumulate damage, stress, and wear. What the researchers found: biological age was often higher than chronological age in survivors who had undergone intensive cancer treatment. This age this this age acceleration was not just a molecular curiosity. It appeared to be linked to cognitive issues, including problems with memory, focus, and learning. The findings add to a growing body of evidence that cancer therapies, while life saving, can have long term effects on the brain and body's aging pathways. Why this matters: biological age reflects the true conditions of cells and tissues, not just the number of birthdays someone has had. When biological age is higher than expected, it can signal increased vulnerability to cognitive decline, chronic health conditions, and earlier onset of age related diseases. For childhood and young adult cancer survivors, this research helps explain why some experience persistent cognitive or physical challenges decades after treatment. It also underscores the importance of lifelong survivorship care, not just short term follow up. What the article suggests about next steps. The study is an important signal, but not a final answer. The article notes that causation isn't proven. More research is needed to confirm how specific treatments contribute to accelerated aging. Scientists still need to determine which therapies, doses, or combinations are most strongly linked to aging effects. Future work. Many explore whether interventions such as lifestyle changes, medications, or targeted therapies could slow or reverse treatment age or treatment related aging. Practical implications for survivors and clinicians. The research supports a shift toward proactive long term monitoring of cancer survivors, including regular cognitive assessments, screening for age related conditions earlier than usual, personalized survivorship plans that consider biological aging, not just cancer history. It also highlights the need for continued innovation in cancer treatment, approaches that save lives while minimizing long term harm. Okay, guys, here's the second half of C for You. The headline for this one is called Surviving Cancer May Speed Up Aging, New Study Finds. Summarizes a research report showing that people treated for cancer in adolescence or early adulthood often display biological signs of accelerated aging compared with peers who never had cancer. The study links these molecular aging markers to measurable declines in brain functions such as memory, attention, and processing speed. All right. What the study actually did and measured. Who was studied? About 1,400 long term survivors. At least 5 years past treatment, many treated for acute leukemia or lymphoma blastic cancer or Hodgkin's lymphoma. How aging was assessed. Researchers used molecular measures, epigenetic clocks, and related biomarkers that estimate biological age from DNA and cellular markers rather than counting birthdays. Key findings. Survivors tended to show higher biological age than their chronological age, and those with higher biological age performed worse on cognitive tests. Which treatments and mechanisms were implicated? Chemotherapy was highlighted as most strongly associated with accelerated aging, likely because it can damage DNA and tissues. Broadly, radiation to the brain was also noted as a concern for cognitive decline. Why this matters for survivors and care. Practical impact. Accelerated biological aging may help explain why some survivors face earlier or greater cognitive and health challenges affecting education, employment, and quality of life. Clinical implications. The findings support long-term survivorship. Monitoring and earlier screening for age-related conditions in people treated for cancer as a young age at a young age. What the researchers recommend next. Open questions. The team is working to pinpoint when accelerated aging begins, during treatment or afterward, and which specific therapies, doses, or combinations drive the effect. Okay. Possible interventions. Early evidence and pilot work suggests some aging effects might begin modifiable, for example, through exercise and healthier lifestyle changes. So researchers are exploring timing and strategies to reverse or slow the process. Okay, bottom line, guys. The headline reflects a robust peer-reviewed study showing that surviving cancer at a young age can leave lasting biological markers. Consistent with faster aging, and those marks are tied to real cognitive consequences. The work does not mean every survivor will age prematurely, but it does argue for targeted follow-up, prevention, and research into interventions that could improve long-term outcomes. All right, guys, so those are it for tonight, unless I jump on later for one. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.